Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's me, the South African Wanderer, and it's Friday night and I'm making a video. This is the exciting midlife of a nerd, basically. Um, so 2 days ago, Wednesday, was the supermoon, which was on the, I think, 13th of July, and it was meant to be the closest that the moon would be to the Earth for this year. So it's meant to be the biggest supermoon that we'd see. But if you can make out the difference, I'd actually be quite surprised. It just may look bigger, but I think some of it is also that people tell you that it should be looking bigger, so you also perceive it to be looking bigger. So I should have done this video on Wednesday night, but firstly, I had book club at 8 o'clock. So, I was short on time. I just took a few snaps of the moon quickly. And then I didn't have my batteries charged for the spotlight I'm using. And we were load shedding on Wednesday night as well. So that meant I couldn't, put the lights on when I decided to do that video. Uh, then yesterday, I tried to get a video done, but then the neighbor's generator was, running because we were still load shedding in the same slot, and you hear the constant drone of that generator in the background. At about 10 to 8 yesterday, they ran out of fuel, it seems. So today they haven't been running the generator at all. So it makes it almost nice and quiet and still, and I can do the video for you. So that generator is almost giving me load shedding trauma at the moment, because every time I know that we are scheduled for a slot, um, I can almost anticipate that drone in the background of the generator going off. And I think quite a few people are experiencing the same trauma at the moment. Anyway, I wanted to jump on here quickly and do a video of how I shoot the moon when it is, big and full. So you won't be able to use it for the supermoon, obviously, because the supermoon has passed. But with the next full moon or the one after that, you can try it out. So quickly, the equipment I have, obviously I've got my camera and I've got my 200 600 mm lens on the camera. We're going to be shooting the moon at 600 mm because you want to fill the frame as much as possible. Even at 600 mm, I will need to crop a little bit just to fill the frame a little bit more. And if you saw Prasheen and I's wildlife tips, that tip holds for this as well. You want to fill the frame as much as possible. So the 200 600 mm is a f 5.6 to 6.3, as you may know from my previous video on the 200 600. And the f 6.3 means that it's not a very wide aperture, but then you don't need a very wide aperture to actually shoot the moon. You can shoot it with 6.3, you can shoot it with f8 even, and still get good quality images, because if you think about it, the moon against the black sky is just, flat. So there's no depth of field to worry about. Shooting 6.3, you're not going to need a very long exposure either. So you can shoot handheld, and I shoot the moon handheld. You don't need a tripod, so it's quite simple to do. So the moon has just come up from behind my neighbor's building. I'm quite hemmed in the neighborhood, so I have to wait, about half an hour after moonrise to actually see the moon, because it needs to get high enough into the sky. So it's just over the building next door, and I'm going to start off shooting with the shutter speed of 1/500 of a second. The basic rule when you're shooting with telephoto lenses is that you want to shoot 1 over the focal length of the lens. So if you are at 600 mils, you should be shooting 1/600th of a second at the minimum, because you want to avoid camera shake and lens shake and hand shake when you are hand holding it. So 1/600 would have been the minimum, but I'm shooting 1/500 because the stabilization in the A1 will allow it, and the stabilization in most modern cameras will allow it as well. So I've got my ISO set at 100 to start with, and just to see how the exposure is going to be. And then after taking a couple shots, if I see if it's too dark, I'll probably have to shoot a little bit higher ISO. I'd say we'd get to maybe 800 ISO and it will be all right. And then I've got the autofocus set. So at 600 mil, the moon is bright enough that your camera will be able to focus on it with the autofocus on. So you don't have to put it on manual mode. Um, and you'll see that there's a lot of settings that are not the same as if you are doing astro. And maybe I'll do a video of astro settings when I get a chance, when we can actually see the night sky in the Milky Way. Maybe next week when I'm out in Giant's Castle. So yeah, autofocus is on, and then I've got it set for burst mode, but a medium burst. So I don't want to, be shooting 20 frames per second. What that helps with is that if there is, any camera shake on a specific shot, it helps you get more keepers basically. So if you're shooting a burst mode, you press the shutter button down and it shoots a burst. And, even if you do have a little bit of camera shake, there's a possibility that you'll get, a few more keepers because you're shooting multiple shots. So I will keep it at medium burst. And then, yeah, manual and no exposure compensation or anything like that. So to see the moon, I almost have to stand here because it's just over um, the wall and in between my own building and the neighbor's roof. So I'll take a first shot at the settings I said. Okay, so on that, and I'll put it up on the screen. I must find a way to record my screen better. On that, it's a little bit underexposed. So what I'm going to do is just increase my ISO to 400 and shoot it again. Okay, yeah, that's looking better. So that's at f6.3, and the lens is wide open. What you can also do is then step down on your f-stop. So step down to f8 and see if you get any more detail by doing that. Okay, and that's basically me done. I didn't change my ISO setting, so the f8 shot will be a little bit darker. You can always pick that up in post. I'll also post a couple of shots I got on Wednesday with the moon quite full. The moon is just off round now, so it's not full anymore because we're 2 days after the full moon. But I'll put the shots up and you can see them. So yeah, that's basically my quick guide on how I shoot the moon. Nothing complex, handheld. I could shoot with my 100-400 as well. If you do have a 100-400 or a 70-300, you can shoot with that, but then you'll have to crop a little bit more in to get the moon filling your frame in the shot. Yeah, I hope this helps. Maybe for the next time there's a full moon, and if you have any other questions or comments, please put them in the comment section and I'll try to answer them. So yeah, even though there isn't a um, generator running, there's lots of people still driving around. It's just going about 7:30 now, so still busy on a Friday night. Okay, I'm not too sure if I'll be able to upload this video tonight still. I've got a trip out to the Pilanesberg booked for tomorrow. If you are interested in a trip out to the Pilanesberg, a day trip, which includes your gate entry, your breakfast, lunch, snacks. I did say snacks. I'm not sure why I said snacks. Snacks. Um, your cool drinks, soft drinks, and water. Please let me know, and I'll give you the price. If you book directly with me, I'm still on my old price, but because the fuel price has gone up, I've had to push it up on my TripAdvisor side. Okay, cool. So yeah, this is me signing out, and next week we'll catch you from Giant's Castle.